Groundhog Day is a holiday celebrated during February the 2nd, considered an uninteresting holiday by many, and it is widely hated and not believable, as it's about a groundhog predicting the weather. That's what I used to think. However, I have discovered a plot hole in Groundhog Day that proves groundhogs are nearly always right in predicting the weather, and can be considered gods. No, I'm not talking about the movie. This is real life, and I have real news with more evidence and history to back it up. I may sound crazy now, but this is just beginning. Before we start, I will be going over the basics of Groundhog Day. For if some reason you have never heard of it, you can have more context. Each year on the 2nd of February, in many cities in America on the East Coast, they have a version of a groundhog that predicts the weather. In this video, I'll be focusing on Phil, the most popular groundhog, who is accompanied by a group of supporters called his inner circle. However, Groundhog Phil is only correct 40% of the time, which questions why he is so popular. Many people look down on Phil for getting it wrong a lot, but it's not his fault. It's simply because his inner circle's misreading him. My claim is that the inner circle only says if there's a shadow present, not if Phil actually sees it. Just because it is in front of him, or if Phil's inner circle can see it, does not mean Phil actually sees his shadow. I mean, if you think about it, Phil was sleeping in that little house for I don't know how long, in complete darkness, and suddenly he is taken out of it and into direct sunlight, and is quickly made to see if he has a shadow. At that point, Phil's eyes are still adjusting to the light. He can't see the shadow if he's still focused on making his eyes comfortable with the new lighting. Even if his eyes are comfortable, who says he's paying attention enough to see his shadow? A news report CBS News did recently shows that since 2013, not included 2026's predicting, 4 out of 5 of the times, no shadow, he is correct. However, 7 out of 8 of the times he predicted a shadow, he is wrong. It is clear he is wrong 8 out of 13 of the times, but he is almost always mainly wrong when he sees a shadow, and almost never wrong when he doesn't see a shadow. Phil almost never sees a shadow, but what if his inner circle claims is a different story? The one time Groundhog Phil saw a shadow and was correct in 2014. A random year. At first, I thought this disproved my entire theory. I mean, if Phil is really the lazy groundhog I'm making him out to be, he would have not saw the shadow and had been wrong in 2014. I was about to give up. Before I stopped, and I started thinking of Groundhog Day not centered around Phil, and I realized something revolutionary for the events of Groundhog Day that happened in 2014. The death of Staten Island Chuck, whose real name was named Charlotte. She died from being dropped, hence her fall. Let's take a moment of silence in memory of Charlotte, who is playing the role of Chuck. When falling, you have your life flash before your eyes, and become more and more aware of your surroundings. You become closer to your shadow and soon become one. Charlotte likely saw a shadow that day as she fell to her death. So why does that matter? How does Charlotte falling connect to Phil, or even Groundhog Day as a whole? They are gods. All groundhogs chosen to represent the city are connected by a channel of magic, of fate. The groundhogs representing the city is nothing more than a vessel for God to take to control the weather starting on February the 2nd. These Groundhog Day vessels are simply lazy gods who chosen this life as a groundhog inside a vessel as they thought this would be an easy career path. Think about it, it's a pretty easy life. Eat, sleep, and relax and be pampered by your inner circle till once a year you just need to be taken out for 5 minutes and do display on stage. This is easy. These gods are the lowest of the low. They are too lazy to even look to see if they have a shadow. This changes the fate of the Earth. However, on February 2nd, 2014, a vessel holding the entity of the gods died. It died. All the groundhogs around the world, connected by a string of the fate, they all looked down on February 2nd, 2014, to mourning the loss of the friendly god they worked with. Well, why is this significant, you may ask? Well, I have analyzed all the data concerning when the groundhogs have looked down and when they have all looked up. Well, they saw the shadow and when they didn't. And it is very revealing about this situation. If we take into account all the times they have saw the shadow, they just simply didn't see it. The groundhogs in a circle just simply said, oh, well, they were looking down, or they just thought they looked down and saw it. We don't actually know if the groundhog actually saw it because we can't directly speak to them. They just made an assumption. And most of the times, these lazy gods, they're not going to look down and see the shadow. That's why they're always wrong, so we know. But they are always right. So they are correct 12 out of 13 of the times. They always see no shadow, unless it's a special case like that fateful day in 2014. However, there is still one inconsistency. In 2019, they claimed there was no shadow, and they are wrong. This is odd, as all the other times before this, every time they said there was not a shadow, they were right. However, this time they got it wrong. Well, everyone makes mistakes. Even gods such as Phil. It's okay. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this theory on this channel. And, well, I will be posting more, so I'm very creative. And just so you guys know, I'm talking about real-life groundhogs, not any show or anything. So I'm really grateful for you guys watching, and farewell! I very love praise, so comment down below.